Alright, you didn't ask for it, but you are getting it. Robinhood has decided to introduce pay by check through the Robinhood platform, through the application. Super easy to use, and how it works is essentially you can now send checks through Robinhood with no checkbook, no stamps needed. They're going to send it directly to the destination that you want. And in this video here today, I'm going to be talking all about the new update. I'm going to be talking about sending checks through the Robinhood application, and I'm going to pull in an example and walk you through the process. So let's just jump right into the video. So you can see the first announcement for this from Robinhood came via email, and you can see right here the introduction of it. And basically they're just saying, you know, it's 2020, why do you still need a checkbook? We can do all of these things online. And it's kind of the first thing I've seen like this. It's really interesting. I do love that they're taking initiative and trying to change this. I still use a checkbook. I was paying my rent with it. Kind of just an interesting feature that allows you to have more of a hands-off experience. And I feel like a lot of newer, younger people actually don't even have a checkbook because really there is no need with it for credit card processing and different aspects that people are able to pay now. So it's a little bit of an interesting tactic by Robinhood. I haven't seen it before. Let me know if you know of any other companies that offer something similar, but right here, really cool. It tells you exactly how you can send the check from Robinhood. If you click on this, it'll take you into your account where you can actually send a check directly from there. But I'm going to jump into my phone to show you guys that in a little bit. I wanted to cover some of the common questions that I've seen, some of the things that really is important to understand when you look at this feature and you're trying to understand the functionality that Robinhood is introducing here, as they are being another innovator here. So some of the questions is just how generically does it work? Well, here's the thing, Robinhood does understand that a lot of payments actually still require checks. And if you're younger and you don't really understand that, essentially a lot of these people will require you to pay rent or other forms of money through check, because then they don't have processing fees on things like credit cards when you pay online. And actually they end up making more money from it just because they're not having to pay those fees. So that's really why people still require checks in some circumstances. So you might wonder, you know, how do you actually send a check? So if you go into the Robinhood account and you need access to Robinhood Cash Management, forgot to mention that if you don't have access quite yet, then definitely check out this video right here. It's going to take you and basically explain how you can just jump right off the line of Robinhood within a week to get access to the account. I would highly recommend it, and it works for, I'd probably say 80-90% of the people that have viewed and tried out the tactic. So definitely check that video out. So all you need to do once you have access is you're going to go ahead, click on the cash tab in the bottom of the application, then you're going to click on transfer and then tap pay by check. From there, you can provide the details on who you're paying. You can provide the details of the amount and where it's actually going to be mailed to. And your check will arrive between 5 to 7 business days. The thing is, they're not 100% accurate. It could take a little bit longer. It depends on the processing time, and really it'll be interesting to see how it does as it's rolled out with Robinhood. So do you get a checkbook? No, it's all done online. It's all done either on your web platform or your application on your phone. So it's really simple. And then where do the funds actually for the check get withdrawn? So it's actually as soon as you submit a check, it gets removed from your account. So you need to have the cash balance in order to make a check, and it's going to take it away immediately so they know that you have funds to pay the check. So it's really, you know, straightforward. It's pretty common sense. You can really understand where they're getting at there. Are there any fees for sending checks? So no, it's completely free, which is awesome because it really is a hands-off experience. It makes it easier to pay your bills, and you don't necessarily need to worry about it. So when do the checks arrive? As I said, it's typically going to be 5 to 7 business days, but they're not, you know, locking themselves to that. They're trying to give themselves some wiggle room. So I would highly recommend, if you look to take advantage of this feature, making sure you plan out your payments and pay in advance so you give yourself enough buffer room in order to make the payments. Now, a lot of people wonder, can you schedule recurring checks? A lot of people have bills that are monthly that are going to be happening over and over again. Well, right now you are not able to do that, but Robinhood is in fact looking into making that a possibility, and I would expect expect somewhere in the near future that is something that's implemented. So people are also wondering, what if you need to cancel a check? Is that possible? Yes, it is 100% possible. As long as the check has not been mailed out yet, you can go ahead and cancel it. And you can find out that information just by going into the history tab on your Robinhood application, and you'll see the status of it. And if it hasn't been shipped yet and it hasn't been mailed out, then you know that you can actually cancel the check going out. Again, they're looking for some buffer room there where they say it takes 1 to 3 days to process that request. So you need to make sure that if you want to cancel a check, you get on top of it pretty quickly. Now, on the flip side, what happens if your cash hasn't been, the check hasn't been cashed? What happens to your money? Well, after a 180-day period, so it is quite a bit of time, after 180 days, it is going to be added back into your account because, someone's not cashing it, so you're going to have access back to those funds. You might also be wondering, okay, well, I want to get a check mailed to me but made out to someone else. Unfortunately, that is not the case right now. You cannot do that. You need to actually send the check directly to the person that it's made out to. Real bummer. I would expect that, in the future that they'll implement this change as well, where you can take advantage of that. Now, you also might wonder, can you deposit checks within the app? Are they going to be introducing that feature? And not yet. They're definitely exploring that as well. There's a lot of room to grow on this potential addition to the Robinhood app, but I wanted to jump in right now and show you exactly how it works. So now, jumping into the app, how exactly does this work? Unfortunately, I don't have settled funds right now. I thought that I did, so I'd be able to show you the entire process, but let me walk you up to the point that I can get to. So what you're going to want to do is click on the cash icon in the bottom left, click on transfer, and then you can see that there is a new pay by check feature. Go ahead, click on that. What you're going to want to do is then click send check, and then from here you enter the name of the person you are sending it to. So I'm just going to do mine, for example. You can then hit continue. It's going to take you to an address here. So this is actually tailored with Google. You're going to be able to find the exact address that you search for, and like I said, it's synced right within Google, so it should be pretty easy to find the address. As long as you know it off the top of your head, it'll auto populate for you. So I'm going to enter mine here, and I'll probably just skip this portion because I don't really want people knowing my address. And then here on the next question, it just asks you if it's an apartment, a suite, for the number to specify. So mine's just a house in general. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. From here, you enter the check amount, and this is where I get caught up. You can see I have $0 available. That's because I don't have any settled funds in my account right now. It's all invested pretty much, so that's why, and that's what that means there. So you can do as little as $1 when you are sending a check. You can do up to 20 checks in 1 month, and the maximum amount you can do is $5,000 per check, and I believe there is a $20,000 cap, so you can't go over that within a month. So pretty solid stuff there. You can see if I go ahead and click continue, obviously I don't have enough cash, but that is as far as I can get right now. And if you guys do have any questions on this, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you. Thanks for checking out this video, guys, and have a great day.